Have you ever wondered what a sensor is and how it works? Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of sensors. A sensor, in its simplest form, is an input device that provides an output or signal in response to a specific physical quantity. Imagine a thermometer. It's a type of sensor that gauges temperature, a physical quantity, and provides a reading, the output. But there's more to it. Sensors can also be defined as devices that convert signals from one energy domain, like heat or light, into the electrical domain. This means they translate real-world phenomena into electric signals that can be processed and understood by electronic systems. So, whether it's the touch screen on your smartphone responding to your input or an autonomous vehicle detecting obstacles, sensors are at the heart of it. Now that we know what a sensor is, let's explore the different classifications of sensors. Sensors are classified in various ways, each classification providing a unique insight into their functionality. Let's delve into these classifications, shall we? Firstly, sensors can be split into two broad categories: active and passive. Active sensors require an external excitation signal or power source to do their job. They're the ones that need a little extra push to get started. Passive sensors, on the other hand, are the independent types. They don't need any external power source and can directly generate an output response. Think of them as the self-starters in the sensor world. Moving along, sensors can also be classified based on the means of detection they use. Some sensors detect electric changes, some biological, some chemical, and some even radioactive. It's like having a team of super detectives, each with a unique ability to detect changes in their environment. The next classification is based on conversion phenomena. This is all about how the sensor transforms the input it receives into the output it gives. This could be photoelectric, thermoelectric, electrochemical, electromagnetic, thermo-optic, and the list goes on. Each conversion phenomenon is like a different language, and sensors are the fluent translators. Finally, we have the classification of sensors into analog and digital. Analog sensors produce a continuous output signal. They're like the classic vinyl records, offering a smooth and continuous experience. Digital sensors, on the other hand, work with discrete or digital data. They're more like your modern music streaming services, delivering data in chunks. To sum it up, the world of sensors is as diverse as it is fascinating. From detecting electric, biological, or chemical changes to dealing with analog or digital outputs, sensors cover a wide spectrum. Whether they're active or passive, whether they speak the language of photoelectric or thermo-optic conversion, sensors play an integral role in our technology-driven world. Stay tuned as we explore different types of sensors in our next segment. From your smartphone to your car, sensors are everywhere. Let's explore some common types of sensors. First, we have temperature sensors. As the name suggests, these sensors measure changes in temperature. They come in different forms such as temperature sensor ICs, thermistors, thermocouples, and resistive temperature devices. These can be either analog or digital. Next up, we have proximity sensors. These nifty devices can detect the presence or absence of objects within their range without any physical contact. They're widely used in smartphones, cars, and industrial applications for things like safety systems and automation. Then there's the accelerometer, a type of sensor that measures acceleration forces. These forces could be static, like gravity pulling at your phone on your desk, or they could be dynamic, caused by moving or vibrating the device. You'll find these sensors in devices like smartphones, drones, and game controllers. Light sensors are another type of sensor that are used to detect light. They measure the intensity of the light they receive, converting this into a form that can be used by a device. You'll find these in applications such as automatic street lighting systems, camera light meters, and even in your phone to adjust the brightness of your screen. Other sensors include the ultrasonic sensor, used to measure the distance to an object by using sound waves, the pressure sensor, which measures pressure of gases or liquids, and the humidity sensor, used to detect and measure water vapor. Let's not forget about the magnetic sensor, which measures changes and disturbances in the magnetic field like a compass, the microphone or sound sensor, which detects and measures sound intensity, and the touch sensor, which responds to touch or pressure. These are just a few examples of the multitude of sensors used in everyday life. Each one of these sensors plays a crucial role in making our lives easier and more efficient in their own unique way. One of the most common sensors is the temperature sensor. Let's take a closer look. These sensors operate by measuring changes in temperature, converting that physical quantity into a readable format. There are several types of temperature sensors, each with its unique operating principle. Temperature sensor ICs like the LM35 and DS18B20, for instance, are semiconductor devices that change their voltage output in response to temperature variations. Thermistors, on the other hand, alter their resistance based on the temperature. Then we have thermocouples, which generate a voltage proportional to the temperature difference between two different metals. Lastly, we have resistive temperature devices, or RTDs, that change their electrical resistance as a function of temperature. Now, some of these sensors are analog, producing a continuous output signal, while others are digital, providing discrete digital data. Regardless of the type, temperature sensors, whether analog or digital, play a crucial role in many of our daily devices. So, we've explored the world of sensors, their classifications, and some common types. Let's summarize what we've learned. In our journey, we defined a sensor as an input device that provides an output signal concerning a specific physical quantity. It's part of a larger system that feeds information to a main control unit like a processor or a microcontroller. We also touched on how sensors convert signals from one energy domain to another, primarily into the electrical domain. We delved into the classifications of sensors, categorizing them as active or passive, analog or digital, and by the means of detection and conversion phenomena they use. We then highlighted a range of sensor types, from temperature and proximity sensors to light and humidity sensors, each with unique applications and functionalities. Sensors are integral to our modern world, and understanding them helps us appreciate the technology around us. Thanks for joining today's exploration of sensors.